So I'm just going to start recording. I'm watching Steve pull in the driveway in the Jeep, the donut, aka the wreck wheeler. I figured I'm just going to start recording and watch him walk in and just tell him we're live. Just see how it goes. If it's bad, we'll just cut it out. But I think it'll be funny. It's like that surprise attack. But oh yeah, you're being recorded. I need some like cool music. Drink of my icy cold Dr. Pepper. Alright, so I'm just sitting here watching Steve get out of his Jeep, the Liberty, the Libernasty, the Donut, whatever you want to call it. Figured I'm just going to start recording and just watch him walk in and we'll just see what happens. I don't think he believes that I'm recording, or will believe, because he has no idea. But we'll just see how this goes. He always wants more content. We'll give him extra content. Hello, because we're recording. She is at the farmer's market buying vegetables. Well, you got two. Oh gosh, I was gonna say you got two. No, I just was impressed that you got two of them. Hot. I mean, the worst problem with me and coffee is I'm not a hot beverage fan. So like I'll let this sit for like 2 hours and then I'll drink it and I'll go like, fuck, that's the best thing ever. But I don't want it like super cold. I want it like slightly over room temp. Like that's a little Karen of me to complain about, but like this is why I don't do coffee. I don't know. That looks like a fucking blizzard.
This is a Java chip. This is a chocolate or Java chip espresso shot. It's basically
an Oreo McFlurry is what it looks like.
No. Oh, it's basically a coffee chocolate something or other, drink of sorts.
I think it was Dairy Queen. It had to be Dairy Queen. They have a Sundae cone blizzard.
Okay.
Like, they're like, with everything you like about the Sundae cone. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's ice cream with some chocolate on top.
Why are you putting the two together?
Like, what are you, how do you make, like, what are you advertising here? Like, it's a Sundae cone blizzard. It's a vanilla blizzard with chocolate on top, right? And they're like,
it's a vanilla blizzard?
Yeah, because every Sundae cone you ever have, even whether it's got the like chocolate shit in the cone, it's always just vanilla ice cream with a waffle cone with like chocolate on top, right? So I'm like, how is that exciting? And they're like, all of your favorite assets from the Sundae cone, even the waffle cone chunks. And I'm so like,
it's a blizzard.
Yep.
But they took a cone and threw it in.
Yeah. They basically put a Sundae cone and blended it.
They took a cone and chocolate, like, and fudge and ice cream.
Probably nuts.
And just blended it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound bad.
No, I was just like, when I first started hearing this commercial, I was like, what the fuck are you like? It's a vanilla with some chocolate. Why did you
blend my cone?
Like, what the hell? You broke the cone. And I'm like, they're like, oh, we put the waffle cone chunks. And I'm like, all right, now you're pulling me back in here. You're like, I'm kind of liking it.
Are we recording this?
Oh, we're recording live. I told the people, I gave them like a play-by-play.
Oh, did you?
Of you coming out of the Jeep, the Libernasty, the donut. I called it about 4 or 5 things. Not bad things. And then was like, I'm just going to record this because he always wants extra content.
Yeah.
The people want more content.
Right.
Let's give them the content.
All right. So now do we start the episode?
We can start it whenever you want to.
Everything from overlanding in your stock rig to full-on LS-powered 2 buggies on stickies.
This is the Total Offroad Podcast. So I just took a video while I was over there.
Oh, at the
I'm
Starbucks?
I'm on the TikToks. Yeah.
I can't believe you brought me a coffee. I'm all excited. I appreciate that.
What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that, Private Pine?
I pull into the Walmart parking lot.
That's called super trucker status.
I pull into the Walmart parking lot and I look over. I'm like, that's weird looking. What is that? And I realize that it's a van trailer, a 53-foot van trailer with a tandem slid all the way to the back. And like that'll just catch you off guard. Like if that's something you pay attention to,
It's just not something you see very
just like-
often.
why does that look so weird?
Because it is.
It's definitely not right. I'm not sure. I think that's illegal in the state of Illinois. I think it's too much of a spread.
Well, here's what I have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Not being like, I don't want to call myself an idiot, but
Yeah.
like not a super trucker.
Right,
I'm
I'm
like
not a
somewhere
super
between
trucker.
like professional and super trucker,
Uh-huh.
right? There's no reason you would ever have them slid all the way back and with a load.
No.
Because the spread, like you said, the
But there's no
spread is
reason-
just so far. But
Right.
like, and I'm like, well, the only thing I could think of is like the trailer's empty. But like, why would you move the axles back just because your trailer's empty
So
when
that
you have
can-
to move them forward? When you look like,
so you can be a large car.
but I mean, bro,
Large
he's in like
car.
the fucking 2003 Freightliner Cascadia Aero edition
It's newer than that.
with like the fucking side
It's a-
skirts on the
it's a
trailer.
fleet truck. I'm assuming. I don't know what.
Yeah,
so there
you,
could be a.
you said it, fleet truck. You can't
could be-
super truck with a fleet truck. Like that motherfucker is fleet white. Okay,
Fleet white.
it's not even primer
So
white.
I'm guessing there's several reasons it could be here. So maybe there's something wrong with the trailer and the pin came, like they unlocked a pin to slide it to move its location a little bit and it just slid all the way back and then jammed up. They couldn't get it back forward.
Yeah,
So
and then he just said,
benefit-
"Fuck it, fleet truck."
benefit of the doubt, you're like, well, can't move this. Got to take it to a shop. And then there's that. Or I don't know why you would slide it all the way back other than the fact that it looks awesome. Because you're just
I
the
say
spread-
fleet truck again. Like, damn it.
spread, the spread, and then like you have the tandems all the way at the back of the van trailer. And like I don't know, it's just
it looks cool.
It just
it's
has me-
just like you know
Yeah.
too much, and you're like, "All right, I know that that's not right." Like it's cool, but but no.
maybe he's like planning to be a bull hauler, a boo hauler.
I want to do like Jake break noises, but I feel like people just get mad at that.
You may add those in.
Ooh, can you do that?
I'll see if I can find some.
Insert Jake break noises here.
But
Sorry.
boo hauler. But anyway,
Beep beep.
because they've got some of the boo haulers, they got the 53 footers with the tandems all the way at the back. Maybe he's practicing. You can try to sip on that. It's gonna be hotter than bowls.
No, it's not that hot.
Oh, nice.
So that's the worst part about some Starbucks.
You're
Like their shit's
how hot is it
piping
gonna
hot.
be?
Some it's like almost perfect, and I'm like,
Mine is deliciously icy.
stop making fucking hot coffee hot. But some people always bitch like, oh, this coffee's cold. And I'm like, winning.
Yeah,
That's why I just don't drink coffee most of the time.
that's understandable.
Hot chocolate, same thing,
So the things have happened.
bro.
I went wheeling yesterday.
I saw this.
That was awesome.
I was in the garage.
Did you see the video I just posted?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've caught up on all my videos.
Mm-hmm.
I saw your video of the coolant overflow tank. And I had the funny thing about that, I want to say I was in the garage doing stuff. I did not wasn't on the phone or anything, so I hadn't seen it when I come in, I sit down, eat, and all that.
Where did I share that at?
Was it Snapchat? Maybe. No, it was in the Trail Riders page, I think.
Oh, I did last night.
Yeah.
Okay,
Might have been on Snapchat
it might
too,
have been on
because
I don't think it would have been on Snapchat
I don't
because
know.
I did on TikTok.
Maybe that's what it was.
You didn't. You got TikTok?
The wife does.
Oh,
Because she was like, have you seen, Steve had a bad day? And I'm like, oh, that's right. He did go wheeling. I'm expecting,
No, I had a great
talked to him
day.
on the phone and he was like, what time were you probably I would have thought if he would have tacoed his shit, he would have been like, yo, I tacoed him to shit.
Mhm.
She's like, oh, I don't know. I just saw some video of I think it was his coolant tank was just bubbling. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. That explains why you're. So I was like,
No,
she knew
I
that
had a great day.
things went down.
I had a great day because my shit broke on trail, not on the road.
Hold on. Can we rephrase this and say you got to the trail on time? Or
no,
close enough on time?
close-ish. Yeah,
Okay,
I was
not,
there.
not 6 hours late.
No, not 6 hours late.
Your ship made it onto. Well, you didn't trailer it, so
No,
I mean, it
didn't. Yep.
made it there.
Just drove there, no problem.
So we're like, yes,
It-
check,
uh-huh.
yeah, check.
It
and
drove
it broke
around.
on the
It drove
trail.
around with the air conditioning for like 5 hours. No, it drove around with the air conditioning for like 3 or 4 hours. And then the fan was like, you know what? It's hot in here. I'm done working.
I don't blame it. Like, here's my life yesterday to go right with that. Wake up.
Okay.
Well, Thursday, I took work off Thursday. So I've been
Yeah.
off Thursday. And then what the hell was yesterday? Friday.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I don't know if I went outside Thursday.
Did you tell the listeners happy 4th of July?
Not yet.
Okay.
I posted on the
Yeah, I saw that.
Instagram. So
Mhm.
suck it. You know,
So
how much wishing do you really need?
all
right?
of it.
Happy America Day.
Mhm.
But so I went outside. I don't think I went outside Thursday, to be 100% honest with you, which is
Oh, yeah?
freaking magical.
Just spent the whole day in the garage.
Or the house or the garage.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Like, but did you do anything in the garage? Like,
Oh, yeah.
do things? Okay.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff.
You didn't
did.
just sit in the house and watch YouTube videos,
No,
towing videos.
till about 9 o'clock in the morning. To the point where I was
So-
watching a guy dig a pond with an excavator and went, all right, I'm
This is
tired of
dumb.
watching a guy digging holes on YouTube. I'm going to go do something half-ass productive. So Friday, I definitely did not. I got up. The Weifel unit went to pick up I think we bought like a half of a cow or a quarter of a cow or something like
damn.
that. Yeah. It was a lot of beef.
Thick cuts, like what?
Oh, I was just winging shit out of the coolers. It was
Yeah.
like porterhouse, T-bones,
Oh,
ribeyes,
man.
steak. She starts like, because I think all the roasts and shit were on the top of the one cooler.
Mhm.
So she's like stacking all this in there. She's like, well, we're about out of room for roasts. I'm like, well, they're keep it coming. So I'm just going to keep handing them to you. I'll find a space for them. So yeah, we filled our deep freeze with beef. But I had not left the house. She probably got home mid-afternoon yesterday, and I had not left the house in probably almost a day and a half, 2 days.
Yeah.
And I walked outside to bring all these coolers, and I'm like, holy shit, like, it's fucking hot out here. Like, I'm about to have a heat stroke, and I've been outside for like 10 seconds. Air-conditioned garage life.
So wonderful.
So I feel you on the, like,
Yeah.
go outside. I'm like, I don't even want to be out here no more.
So Jeremy, after this all goes down and the fan like decides it doesn't want to
Jeremy
work.
Wilson.
Yeah. Because I was with him and
As
Kristen,
we're
his wife.
drinking Starbucks.
True
if you
story.
Know, if you know, you'll know.
If you know, you know. So Jeremy, I was with him. We split off from the group because those guys, they all did the. We need to name the obstacle, but there's an obstacle just off the ravine that Derek always likes to do. It's real tricky. It's where I broke my lockout when we were there. You know what I'm talking about.
I feel like someone has told me something
A name
of
for
a
that?
name for
Axle
that
breaker?
over the years. Well, I've seen a lot of axles
there was
broken there.
literally a stub shaft sitting there, like off the side of the obstacle.
Usually it's on the right there, right around pretty close to where you were playing the
yeah,
last trip out for the Naxja thing.
yeah,
Because that's so undercut there. I've seen
Yeah.
a guy break a Rockwell shaft over there.
huh?
Yeah.
That's
So I mean, like,
hmm
don't feel bad.
No,
because like
so-
Rockwell shafts are
right,
beef.
pretty beefy.
Beefy.
So those guys all wanted to do that. Mike, we made it up with his new tires. They performed fantabulous.
Well, they ought to. They're fucking 3/4 sticky.
Yeah. Oh my God, they are. And they this fool was running 15 pounds in the front and 12 in the rear. I'm like, air down. I was like, low, like the donut's running 13 pounds.
Yeah,
Like,
you're about
hair
10 hot there, bud.
down.
He doesn't have bead locks, though, does he?
He's like, but I never run them. Yeah, I didn't have beadlocks. She's like, I haven't run these tires, so I didn't know where to run them at, so I just put them for
Low.
15. That's what I said. I was like, 10?
People
Like-
drive their shit on the road with less than 15 psi. Damn it! Like,
Yeah, cars.
yeah.
Like minivans.
Usually you see them and you're like, well, that motherfucker has no clue that their tire is flat as fuck.
What if he's going off road? He's aired down.
Yeah.
So they all made up that, but Kristen likes to go trail riding. Like she wants to be moving around doing stuff, and we're all just hanging out. Well, they get done dicking around with this for like 45 minutes, getting everybody up that ledge,
Mm-hmm.
and got a lot of footage off of that, so that was good. And then they all of a sudden decided, like, I was like, all right, cool, let's go wheeling. And everybody's like, we're gonna have sandwiches. Like, we just got on trail.
Yeah.
Like, we literally drove like from the parking lot to this obstacle, did the obstacle. Now you want lunch. And I looked at Jeremy and Kristen. I was like, so you want to go four-wheeling?
No kidding.
Because I knew they didn't bring lunch because they were planning on getting a sandwich up at the shack.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I didn't have time to pack a sandwich because I was reseeding my yard and watering my flowers
It's
before Mike showed up. It was fine. And so anyway, I did that. And he's like, cool, let's go. So we went and got a sandwich, took off. And then we went and did we ran like trails back through the woods.
Mhm.
You know how on the west side of the park is always muddy?
Yep.
Just always like crazy mud holes and sinkholes.
Even when it's in like a drought situation, it's
Well,
like, how is this?
We
shit
are
so
apparently in a
wet?
drought because it was so dry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
So,
there were-
yeah, you didn't know what to do with yourself because you're
Right.
like,
It's like,
I'm
I can go
not
places.
Stuck out here all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm not stuck. So that's what we did. We went back there and we went and drove around back in there since we could get around so well. And Jeremy's like, well, I don't want to go anywhere and get you stuck. I said, don't worry about it. I said, you just drive and I'll follow you. I was like, it's okay. It's the donut. And so
I just picture this like adult
One
dog.
ton.
This adult dog is like walking down the side of the street all like normal and behaved and shit. Probably not even with a leash. And then there's this little tiny little leash like has to bark at everything, has to run around, like runs into the side of the adult like father dog, like get over there, like the little baby Jeep and
Well,
daddy Jeep.
yeah. So yeah, you've got a 1 ton swapped JKU being followed by
On
a
40s.
on 40s being followed by a nearly stock Liberty. But it's fun. It was funny. So like he was like, I'm worried. I'm like, don't worry about it. I was like, worst case scenario, I'll just back up and turn around. Like it turns around on a dime. So that's easy. And I was like, like worst case scenario, I'll back up or I get stuck in something and you just got to pull me out from the back. No big deal. And so we did that. And we're cruising through there and stuff. And there was a couple little obstacles that he went through. And like, he's a lot wider than I am.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes he would like go around a tree and fall off into a mud hole. Well, it would just consume that 40.
Yep.
But he'd drive through it. And I'm like, if I fall off of that, I'm done. But I think I can fit.
You're also like half as wide as he is. So
But
it's
I
like,
think I can fit, yeah. And so like I drive by it and never even fall in the hole. Had to fold my mirror in.
it's like wheeling a full size and
Yeah.
wheeling with a Jeep at the same time.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You're like, how in the fuck? Oh yeah, it's designed
Yeah.
for the little tight areas.
He was like, I gotta get turned around here. And I was like, turn my wheel and just like,
Yep.
yeah. So anyway, we did that, and then as we were just kind of bumming around back there, had the AC on, windows up. I was on my headset. I had my headset with me, so we didn't have like radios.
Yep.
I didn't have a radio with me. I was like, fuck it. I was like, you get your Bluetooth on? He's like, yeah, I got my Bluetooth on the Jeep. I just called him. So we're just on Bluetooth.
See, that doesn't help. I've been browsing intercom systems from Rugged, and I was like, man, it would be kind of neat to just ride around in the buggy all day.
Yeah.
And you just hop in and like plug your headphone.
Right.
Or,
You just
you
listen.
can get all kinds of different from like full over the ear, behind the ear.
It'd be
the
awesome to have
little
like a set
half
like
ear
this.
thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have a set like these where you just like put them on. You're like, I don't care how loud my exhaust is because now I'm listening to the comms.
Yep.
And you can just listen to everybody talk.
The neat thing is with Rugged, of course, it's Rugged. So, fuck yeah. I can tie my radio into that intercom.
Yeah.
So then whoever is on that channel, you can also you can intercom
Mhm.
privately, or you can push the button to talk on that radio channel and you hear both at the same time. So what's neat is then someone else on that radio, if we all had those radios or handheld, somebody could get out and spot you while you're talking or listening to them and listening to your passenger at the same time, all while wearing a headset.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I'm like, man, that'd be cool as
Mhm.
shit.
Yep. So anyway.
So you had first world wheeling trip.
Oh yeah,
here,
it was beautiful.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway,
AC. That's a
yeah,
thing.
Yeah, AC. We were both rolling around the AC, and it was fun. He and I were just cruising around doing our own trails, and it was just enjoyable. You're just cruising around doing your thing. Anyway, then all of a sudden the AC starts getting you can smell that it's defrosting. You're like, oh. And I look at that on the gauge, and it's creeping up over the middle.
Oh,
I'm like, huh. And I was on the phone with Jeremy. I was like, well, my temperature's creeping up. I'm gonna have to pull over here in a moment. And so we did. Found a spot that wasn't wet and pulled over and popped the hood. And sure enough, fan's not running. It's like, God,
is it
damn
an E-fan?
Yeah.
Electrical fan?
Yeah.
Huh.
It just decides it's not gonna run.
Odd.
What the hell? So I started messing around with it, turned my heat up all the way, rolled the windows down, got out of there. It was hot as balls. Like it was running like really hot, almost to the red. We get out of there and Jeremy goes, "Isn't that interesting? The only time the fan doesn't work is when you need a fan." Like, that is convenient, isn't it?
Well, thanks, Captain Obvious. I greatly appreciate that technical
I loved it.
explanation.
I loved it. I was like, yeah, that's exactly right. Like, the only time the fan doesn't work is when you need a fan. How convenient.
Well, that's a no shit statement, but you can't argue with
But
it.
it's funny. Like,
Yeah.
it's just funny to like hear it out loud.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty comical. And so I guess I'm gonna buy a new. I'm gonna have to go see where I got that from. I tried to find out where I got it from last time, but I thought it was the relay last time. But I put a brand new Dorman relay in it that has the big heat sink.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be the relay.
I thought we were talking about
think
how it's
the-
like a relay is like a common failure point on
that.
those.
It is. The relay fails, but I'm thinking now
The fan
after I
has shut
just put
out.
it, I think the fan when it gets too hot, it like loses magnetics or something. Because as soon as you shut the vehicle off and let it park with the hood open for like 5 minutes,
Starts working.
fire back up, fan runs fine.
Weird.
I'm like, And on top of that, like when we were down there stuck, I like tapped on the fan, like hit on the fan, and it started rotating like at like, I don't know, a few hundred RPM. It's like, okay, something is wrong.
Something in that fan just gets hot and
It gets hot and shits out. And then as soon as it cools down, it's good. So pull that fan. I'll probably end up pulling that fan out and changing it before the next trip out.
get you a
Donut.
nice high performance fan.
Yeah. The fan that's in there is pretty
I don't
nice.
know what
But
that
yeah,
means.
I've
but-
seen guys do where they take that shroud
Mhm.
and they go to the junkyard and get a Mark 8 or a Mark whatever fan from like the Mercury's.
I've heard of
It's like a Taurus.
Town and Country or like a Taurus
Yeah, same
Yeah.
fans.
because there should be plentiful in the junkyard
Right.
because well
They go grab those fans and then they've taken and they like chop the shroud up to a certain extent and then adhere it to the shroud that goes in the KJ and do that. I'm like, that's pretty slick. But I probably won't go that route. I'll probably just go buy another fan from somewhere. I'm not that worried about it. It fails only when I'm out four-wheeling when it's hot. So I don't know. It is what it is.
I'm gonna say it like everything else worked, so
Yeah, everything else worked fine.
I'll send it.
So yeah, you saw the video of me going up that wall.
Yes,
That was pretty awesome.
I was impressed.
Yeah, everybody
I was
else
like, "There's
too.
no fucking way." And I'm like, "Oh, I just made it." Okay, well, neato.
What you don't know, it's a 1 minute video, and that's like probably after like 10 minutes of trying to get it
That's
like
fine.
squared up to try to get on that wall
Here,
correctly
answer
enough.
this question: did you make it up?
I did.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter
Under my own
how.
power, no
Well,
straps.
okay, yes, it doesn't matter. Like, oh, nobody pulled me up, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, it took me 4 days, but I got up the damn thing. Oh, well, you still got up it. So
Yep.
I approve of this message.
I need for that thing. It needs a locker in the back so badly.
Oh God, here we go.
Well, I'm just saying.
This is gonna
like
turn
I don't
into,
want to do it, but
It's gonna
like,
turn
it's what it
into like
needs.
1 tons custom front and rear steer 1 tons.
It'll be okay.
Just put 14 bolts in it.
Just let it happen. Do it.
Oh, I'm fully on the yes plan, but I'd
So-
like to see this in my lifetime.
Here's the video. I don't mean to like keep these are things that we need to talk about. Here is the videos that you have not seen yet. Guess what I did when I got to the park?
Broke. No, you didn't break anything.
No, right when I got there.
Air down.
Correct.
Okay.
With what?
Deflator valves.
Why would I use deflator valves?
I don't know, because I had just watched or I just listened to Mike and Max's podcast the other day with those, and I forgot that you have the MORR Flate.
Exactly. How did you forget that we have a MORR Flate?
I didn't know if you hadn't noticed, but I don't go wheeling anymore. So
That's how you forgot?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to the park and I was like, MORR Flate.
So did it work good?
Oh my God.
Like F&A?
Okay, look. And I say this in the video. I was like, okay, it's kind of gimmicky. I mean, like, you can just air down, right? Like, you could just go over there with your ARB, your gauge, and it pulls the valve core. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got one of those. My wife bought it for me for my birthday, I think, last year.
Yep.
Real simple. Plug it in, unscrew your valve core, slide the thing, air it down, slide it back, check your pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. 4
Airing
times
down's-
over.
Airing down's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, but it'd be annoying.
Until you use the MORR Flate, which with those locking collar valve stem, like the locking collar,
Godzilla's hand.
yeah, the locking collar air chucks that are on there are amazing. First off, you just push them on there and lock them, and like they don't come off. Period. They've got 3
They got like 3 locking where most of them just have 1. Which
Right,
I didn't
yeah.
know they made a 3 until we got those. I'm like,
Yeah.
what
Whoa.
the fuck has this been all my life? Like, damn, I need
Those,
this.
like you could drive on trail with those things they lock on. They're so good. So
Challenge accepted.
you're right. And so I get there and I'm like, cool, I get to use this for the first time. Pulled all, like, take it out. I took the GoPro, had Jeremy, or no, Matt Hayes was GoProing me. So I did all that, clicked everything on, turned it on, just opened it up, put my gauge on the top, and just walked away for a few minutes.
So
Came
let me
back,
ask you this.
Shut the valve.
Okay.
Gauge displays the pressure that's in there. I'm like, oh, we're like 18 pounds.
Yeah.
Open it back
So
up.
you don't even have to. I was going to say like, well, you
Nothing.
could use your deflator on that, but you've got that.
Nothing.
It's got that valve, so you don't have to do nothing.
Nothing. You just plug it in and just.
But see, I think the benefit for that is now they're all equal pressure.
They are. Yeah,
like,
that is the
this
benefit.
one's at 7, this one's at 9.
Oh, they're close. Yeah, no,
Like,
they're all this exact.
if we're
same.
going to take the time to air your shit down to like
Yep.
7 versus 10,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, I'm telling you, it makes a difference.
So here's what's up. I messaged Tyler on the way back yesterday, and he called me last night.
Yep.
And so I got to talk to him a little bit about it and just kind of get his like, what's up? I used it wrong. I used it not wrong. I used it differently than he uses it.
Okay, because that's how you did it was what I would think would be the right way to do it.
How? What do you mean?
Like you just put the gauge on and open the valve.
Yeah.
and
That's correct. It's
Okay.
it's the order in which I hooked things up. So you have a manifold in the middle that has your 2 lines that come into it. That's where your gauge and your dump valve's at.
Yep.
Okay. That's your manifold. And then you have the 2 long hoses that come off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a short hose in the middle of the long hose that goes to one tire. And then another long hose that goes to the next tire.
Yep.
The way he designed it is you stand in front of the vehicle with the manifold like on the front bumper, and the long hoses go down the side. The little hose goes to the front tire, and then the long hose goes to the back tire. Well, I did it differently.
So it's left to right, and you did it front to rear.
I did it front to rear. Here is the trick thing. If you do it left to right, the left side and the right side are like on banks. Okay. If you do it on this, like, so if you have your manifold at your driver's door and hanging on your mirror and you do it front to back, now you have the ability to say, I want my front tires at 13 and I want my rear tires at 10. You let it down to 13, shut the valve, unclick your front 2 tires, roll that one up, hang it on the mirror, open it back up till it's down to 10, shut it, go and hook your rears, you're set.
Huh.
Uh-huh. But either way, super simple, unbelievably easy to use. I love it. Like, I thought it was gimmicky. I was like, how much will I use this? No, I will use that every time. Just because of the simplicity of it. Like, it's so fast.
The problem for me
Go for it.
is every time I'd air down,
Uh-huh.
all 4 tires would not be the same PSI.
No, they never could be.
When I air up, all 4 tires, not the
Oh,
same PSI.
That is the most wonderful
So
thing ever.
that's what I mean. Like, hook it
Think
up
about
and
this.
just,
When you had to air up, what'd you do?
oh, you fucking cuss a lot.
Well, no, like you pull up to wherever you're airing up, or you get your compressor out, your hose, you take your valve cap off, and you sit down there and you hold it on there, and you sit, you're crouched
Like,
down.
man, well, you're
just
like,
holding on
everybody's usually standing over there, like talking,
Yeah,
and like, oh my gosh, this was that and this, and you're over here like, like the air compressor, and you're like, well, this is fucking annoying. Like,
well, and like even if you're not, so like at the Badlands, they have like an air up station,
yeah,
but you go and you air this like thing up there, and you are crouched down on each tire, air them up. It's like you get one up to 35. Okay, put your cap back on, go to the next one, air it up to 35. Go get next one. Now,
no, this one's at 32. It's close enough. I'm tired of sitting here.
yeah, or it's 36. You're like, I'm not airing it back down.
Yeah.
No, you click all 4 of these valves on real quick. It's just easy to do it. You click them all on there. If you don't have an air like a chuck, like if you don't have a say the chuck is hard screwed into the airline,
Yep.
to like air up tire, well, you can just use the spot that your gauge goes on, and you can air it up that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as easy as if you just have a coupler, but
You could use a locking chuck
on the
on
manifold.
the compressor.
Yeah,
I mean, if you had that ability to
If you had
change
that ability.
the chuck instead of putting.
Well, I'm just saying, like, say
it.
you're somewhere you need to air up, like the Badlands, where they just have a chuck
have
already.
whatever.
The chuck is hard mounted to the
Yep.
line, so you don't have a coupler. You can just hook up,
Yep.
and so, but you can still air up that way.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough that Joe had his York on the front of his 80 series, and so we just clicked that sucker in with the coupler, plugged it into the MORR Flate, turned it on, and we just sit there and just chit chatted for a couple minutes. And I checked it. Okay, not quite there. Turned it back on, chit chatted, and life was good.
There's some infomercial that's like, you set it and forget it. I don't remember what the product was.
Ronco.
It was some like Billy Mays shit or something.
No, it's the Ronco. It's like a chicken grill. It's like a rotisserie. It's the Ronco rotisserie grill.
That's what it was.
Set it and forget
it. You just set it and forget it. And you get perfect fucking blah, blah, blah every time. And you're like, fuck yeah, thanks.
Yeah, because I cook so many rotisserie chickens.
And then the best part's when you see like 8 of them sitting there and you're like, who the fuck buys 8 of those and has 8 chickens cooking at once? Like, god dang
somebody.
It. Oh, you know somebody did.
You like chicken? Rotisserie chicken?
We got 8 rotisseries going right now. It's like the fucking dude, Sam's Club only has like 6 at one time and you've got 8 in your living room. Like, but that's the thing. Like, you just set it and forget it. Mm-hmm. I love it. I mean, the fucked up thing is it's easy and it's more accurate. So it's easy and it's better.
One of the things I learned is that you need to turn your gauge on before you hook it into the manifold.
Okay.
Because I hooked it into the manifold, then turned it on. I was like, oh, I need to do this. And I don't think I got like proper 0 the first go round.
Oh,
so it was off by a couple
PSI.
Couple PSI because it tried to turn on and calibrate at the same time that it was turning, it was already plugged into something. So I just unhooked it, turned it off, turned it back on, plugged it back in.
I've got a digital tire pressure gauge.
Yeah, it came with your MORR Flate.
No, well, yes, but at work, it's a Matco, like fancy as fuck, but it does the same thing. If you put it on a tire, it calibrates out to 0, and you're like, well, I ain't no rocket science, but this fucking dually tire is not fucking flat. So, and then you're like, oh yeah, stupid, you put the thing on wrong. So,
yep. So it was similar to that. It still did a good job. It was just off by a couple of PSI. Like I said, I unhooked it. Like I just unhooked it from the MORR Flate, turned it off, turned it back on, hooked it back in, good to go.
Yeah, operator error.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Buy them now.
One of the things you need to know if you buy a MORR Flate, which you should buy a MORR Flate, MORRFLATE.com. So you should buy one, but if you, when you do, one of the things you need to know is that, airing down in the sand is difficult because you don't want to drop these in the sand. And once you get done airing down, you want to roll it back up. You need to unhook from all 4 tires. And then you need to open the dump valve again.
Bleed the air out of the lines.
because the lines are still pressurized.
Yeah.
I tried to roll it the first time pressurized, and I was like, why won't this roll back up like I want it to?
Flexzilla hose. This should roll up real
it's
nice.
Flexzilla, yeah. He was saying like that the line won't freeze. So he does a lot of snow wheeling, which is why he made it from Flexzilla, because he airs down when it's, minus 30
Cold
or
as
less than 32
ass.
degrees. Yeah. And so he's like, yeah, that's why I made it out of that instead of like the PVC garbage. And he's like, so that makes it a lot easier. You can roll it back up even in the snow.
It's just going to last longer too. Like Flexzilla hose is badass.
Nice. Yeah, the only thing that's bad about Flexzilla hose is if you have it in a shop where you're welding. They don't like sparks.
I don't know. See, mine's on the wall.
They don't like burrs
rolled up.
Yeah. My cousin had one and I was welding and a big old slag piece jumped across the floor and hit it and like,
you're like, well.
He was like, thank you. Thank you so much.
That was a $200 air hose, so thank you. Shit's expensive, but it's
not
nice.
cheap. Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's nice. Yeah. His is the way that is built is just super nice. And
I didn't know those 3-jaw locking, the quick coupler locking things was even a thing.
Locking collar air chuck.
3 of them. 3 jaws.
There's 3 jaws inside. Yeah.
Yep.
3 teeth, jaws. What he's working on next, he's working on a few things. But one of the things he's working on is a modular system where the manifold will be separate from the air hoses. So then you can use a high flow quick connect on the manifold and you'll be able to plug different sets of air hoses into your manifold. So then you'll have, you can buy an extra set of hoses for, say, your tow rig or your Razor or your Jeep. And you can keep your air hoses and stuff in there, and you just move your manifold around.
Or you just like daisy chain 8 of your buddies' rigs together.
Everybody runs the same PSI.
Like, start everybody from zero and just like time lapse video of the entire like Jeep club airing their tires
I have
at the
seen
same time.
Somebody has a video of that, or maybe they're talking about making a video. Either way, the new monster valve setup that they're working on,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna do a video of like from zero, plug it into these monster valves, and then have a CO2 tank and just hit it. And I think it's like 1 minute to air up 40s. So it's just like, boop.
This is not even a time lapse video.
Doesn't even have to be, just boop.
That's insane.
Yep. So that's pretty
Constant evolution.
The MORR Flate's cool. If you don't know about it, go check it out. MORRFLATE.com.
By now.
You should by now.
It comes in a nice bag too. That's a nice
super
part.
nice bag. Like it's just all around. Tyler's made a really nice product, and like you're supporting one of the off-road like guys. It's not like it's a company, some big corporate, whatever. He makes these in his garage. And I told him, I was like, "Do you order these hoses already made, or do you make them yourself?" He goes, "Oh no, we make them in house." I was like, "Really?" It's like you use the same black.
That's impressive.
Like you use the same black crimp connects and fittings as Legacy uses on the Flex Zilla hose. He's like, "I did my homework."
you're getting quality, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. You wouldn't know if they were built like in a factory or not.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah.
No, he's doing a good job. But that's my experience with the MORR Flate. I'm
excited to try it out.
Excited about it. Yeah, I can't wait to see it on your 43s and see how long it takes.
It's gonna be nice.
Mm-hmm. I know you're not going to air them up and down a lot, but
you'll adjust your tire pressure more than you think. Really,
probably, yeah. And being that you can do, if you don't hook two of the locking collars on the front or whatever, you can adjust front to rear. Like you can use it just to adjust two tires.
Well, I know a lot of people do it different.
Side.
Like, well, I want my fronts at this, my rears at this. So I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah, you just air it down to whatever you want the fronts to be, then unhook the fronts and then air the rear down.
I think Mike needs one of these.
Mike does need one of these.
Why doesn't Mike own one of these? Does Growy own one of these?
No, I think I'm the only one. And you.
You
don't wheel, so.
This is true. I don't know why we don't have our friends buying these.
We're working on it.
Group buy.
I know Joe saw me using it yesterday. He's like, it's on the list. He's like, I just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Bump up on the list there, bud.
Yep.
Let's get it in.
Yep.
We should do a total off-road podcast group buy.
Ooh. I will look into that.
Let's do it. Because we're sitting over here like, we got 5 or 6 people that like should buy one.
Right. It's
let's
7 a.m.
Let's get it also.
in California. I don't think Tyler's going to answer me.
I'd punch in the eye through the phone if you called me at 7.
I'm not going to call him. I would message him.
Can have discount. Right in the eye.
Can I get a grip discount?
How the fuck did an arm just come out of a phone and punch me in the eye? I don't know, but it happens.
But is that all that I had to tell you about? Just the MORR Flate? I feel
if
like
you
that's
look at my note page, don't look close at it.
I can't read.
You can see that the letters are really big.
Uh-huh.
That's because I didn't have a whole lot, so I just wrote bigger and very sloppy and just like it filled it up.
Yesterday was a good day though. Went 4-wheeling and that was nice.
I got a lot of shit done in the last 2 days.
I get to watch Growy broke his stuff.
Nice.
I guess so. I mean, it wasn't like a big break. It was a
pretty broke a brake line.
Yeah, brake line malfunction. So just under the cab, like down the frame rail, typical.
The old school brake line Chevy
just
problems.
Every vehicle ever that has a brake line in a hidden location that can't be washed.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Say
the one that goes right behind the fuel tank.
No, I think looking where he was at, it was like next to the transmission transfer case area. So
pain in the ass. That's why I'm excited.
You know what though? I don't know where it broke at. Maybe it did break down behind the gas tank because
that's where they always go.
But he uncoupled it there where they tie together by the transmission, and then they crimped the line over. Get this, you're gonna like this.
This shit.
This garbage company that wants too much money for all of their stuff, and they sell like tie down stuffs.
Oh, Max.
Well, I wasn't gonna say their name, but
I just
anyway. They make.
You didn't confirm or deny.
Have you seen their Vice?
Their Vice.
Their Vice.
Like a receiver. I'm assuming like a receiver mounted Vice. Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
It's trick.
Let me Google it.
Google it. Where's your computer at?
It's actually.
You get your computer out and
please
I'll save it. So
I brought it in here to
use it. They make a receiver mounted Vice that has a small anvil on it. like so you could like hammer stuff out, and then like it comes with the tool like to tighten the like it's trick, dude. You gotta see it. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. I don't know where to find it on Max. I haven't even looked it up yet, but I know that Joe has one, and I saw it in action. I was like, "What?
What
like,
in this
what
shit?
is that?" He's like, "Oh, dude, it's made by Max." I'm like, "I am not buying it."
The Trail device.
The Trail device. Do you see how it packs up? Do they have a picture of it?
A fucking plus for the name, though.
Yeah,
Like,
right. The Trail
come
device.
the fuck on.
Uh-huh.
God.
So, like, yeah, check that thing out. What do you think of it?
All right. So slide the device. Damn it.
This is wonderful because I didn't even know it had a name.
Whoever got paid to think that shit up,
Yeah.
CEO.
CEO. You're a boss.
So you slide the device into your receiver, pin it, and you have a stout bench vise in the middle of nowhere. Turns your lug wrench or socket wrench, or better yet, the included handle that stows neatly on the side when not in use.
They have a picture of that?
Yep.
Of it stowed?
Oh, okay.
Isn't that trick?
This is not at all what I expected. Like, I literally expected like a Wilton vise on a plate, and I'm like, whoop-de-fucking-do.
No.
Like, that's a cool story.
It's like its own thing. Like the screw goes into the receiver tube.
Yeah, it's like a jack
slick.
screw almost
Yeah.
instead of a...
But it's fine thread, so like it's not hard to get it tight. Like you can get a good grip on stuff.
So it's probably not the traditional like Acme thread that it normal vice shit. It's
Probably
like,
not. Yeah, it's probably even more fine than that.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Isn't that trick?
This dude grinding.
What do
dude
they want?
beating
What do
the
they want
shit
for
out of
today?
it. How much you think they want for it?
$89.99.
Oh, here's a good idea. Putting U-joints back in.
Oh, really?
That thing's got some throat to it.
Have you watched
Doesn't say.
Jeremy Rose's video about Knoxville Driveline?
Yep.
You watched that video?
Yep.
Did you see them talking about not putting the U-joint back together with a press?
Yep.
Because it bends the ears?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that weird?
Uh-huh.
I mean, like,
It makes sense.
I've always used a hammer.
I've done it both ways.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always
Some
used
days
a
I
hammer,
don't
but
feel like beating on shit. Some days I don't feel like
Right.
sitting there with sockets and hoping that doesn't blow out and hit me in the nuts.
right. Yep. And did you see that cool drift they had that goes like right inside each like 1350, 1330, you know?
The perks of a machine shop.
Yeah, well, the
So,
driveline shop that has all the tools to do things. I'm like,
best
I need one
part
of those drifts.
The best, let's say, so let's reference this video. It is a bleeping,
It's a bleeping
Jeep
Jeremy Rose,
video.
and it's Knoxville Driveline.
And so I just watched this the other day, which is
Uh-huh.
why I'm familiar with it. The coolest part of that video for me, other than some of that stuff where you're like, oh, that's fucking neat. But then you're like, well, I would expect them to have, you know, like
Yeah.
it's one of those
Like
like,
some of the tools.
oh, yeah. No, I'd be surprised if you didn't have that, but
Is
it's
it,
a neat
hold on,
tool.
let me guess. Wait, this is not your favorite part, but this is a pretty cool part. Is it the modified needle nose pliers that are
Nope.
for the ring clips?
Again, one of those like, well, that's fucking cool.
Well,
but then
that'd
like,
be easy to make.
well, shouldn't you own something like, you know what I mean?
well,
Like
yeah.
you should have that, but I'm intrigued because I don't have that.
yeah, right.
No, it was not that. The coolest part of that video for me was watching them use the torch and the water
Uh-huh.
and then them showing
I
the
was-
dial indicator to watch that. You watch the heat pull
Mhm.
and you watch that water shrink. And I'm like, what the, like, you
It's a
obviously
lot.
know those concepts
Right, but
exist,
that much.
but to watch it on a measured like dial indicator scale, mind fuckery.
Yeah, and that they sit there and use the heat to push and pull the drive shaft around until they get it straight.
Yeah.
It's like, huh. I was wondering about with that. I'm like, but doesn't that like temper the tube? Apparently, it doesn't matter.
Apparently, it shouldn't matter enough, would be my guess.
No, they don't seem like they build gnarly drive lines. So
So going back to the Trail device real quick,
yeah,
there's a picture. It looks like, it doesn't look like, it looks like an axle shaft. So take that for what it is. It doesn't have any specs on how wide the throat is on this, but I would say there's probably an inch and a half, like standard deep or not deep, standard depth, like socket on the one side of this axle shaft yoke. And then probably, I don't know, 3/4,
so they've
7/8,
got
like normal
They've got like
socket.
a 13. They've got like a 1350 yoke in the vise with a socket on each
With,
side.
like, two
That's
sockets.
a big throat.
That's what I mean.
Like
Like,
gotta be 8 inch.
yeah, but it doesn't say, you would think it would say that. but it doesn't say that. But I'm like looking at it. I'm like, damn, it almost to me looks double the length of the vise. Sorry.
Yeah.
The device.
The device.
Oh, shit. Please hold. Please hold.
Caution, don't get your D stuck in this vice.
Please hold.
Okay, I'm holding.
Blah, 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 features, blah, 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 blah. Last but not least, we've included a bottle opener. It seemed like the right thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, if all else fails, just make it open a beer. Because if you've got to break out the device, shit's gone wrong. You're fixing something. And you know what? Maybe you just broke and you just like, I'm done. This mother trucker is not moving. Beer. How much you think that is?
$89.99.
Oh, it's actually on back order currently. No, it's $159.95.
Oh my God, $159.
She's pricey. It's pretty dope, though.
Jacob, you listening?
Build it.
Build it.
Ooh, speaking of him, Offroad Anonymous.
Oh, I saw your post. We need to stop shouting people out unless they're giving us free things.
So what he's about to do, here's what he's about to do for me. I'm going to call him.
Yeah.
He doesn't know this, but I'm going to wait and see if he listens to the podcast to figure this out.
Oh, to send you a message and be like, whale?
Yeah. Here's your invoice. Fine print at the bottom. If I get this invoice, I will not actually pay it.
Okay.
But I'm going to say I'm going to pay it, but I'm really not. I'm just talking shit.
Listening.
I'm going to just call him up and be like, I need 5 of everything.
Everything he makes.
Everything. 5 of them.
Okay.
Ship it. Free shipping. Stickers.
I'm slacking. He did. You didn't see him. Yeah. You're going to order 5 of everything he makes.
Yes. I believe right now he's got 14% off of everything on site for America.
He has what going on?
14% off everything site-wide.
I think I saw that.
Usually does 20% on a certain
He's going to do 4.
group.
it just wasn't enough.
Yep. So he did.
Well, you know what though?
14%.
By the time this comes out, that will probably be over.
I know. I hate
They're
that.
weekly deals. Yep. So
sign up for their email because you get an email. Yep.
And if you keep track of their page, he posted every time on Instagram.
Yeah. And you know what happens? Every freaking week I see his
You're
post.
Like,
I'm like,
I need that.
Look, I do need 1 or 2 of those. And the fucked up thing is I'll look at it like when I go to order something, I'll look at it and be like, no, I don't really need one of those. And then like next week it's 20% off. And I'm like, you know what? For 20% off, I need 2 of those. So I'm just over it. So every time I look at one of his posts, I'm like, I need something else. So I'm just going to buy 5 of everything and just be done. Then people want to call me and I can supply them with anything that ORA sells. I'm going to pretty much be a dealer for myself.
So here's how cool. I don't know how big he is. Are those parts that you're getting, are they laser cut?
Mm-hmm.
They are laser cut.
They look like it.
Is it laser or water jet? What do you think?
Okay, I don't really honestly know.
Laser would have a little burn, but unless they clean them up afterwards.
I don't. Okay.
I don't know.
Here's my ignorance. I don't know.
And I don't know.
It's clean. It's not plasma.
It's not plasma.
Because it's too clean for that.
It's either water jet or
laser. It's nice as shit.
It is. So I hit him up and told him that I needed something special.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I need something special. And he's like, okay, what is it? I said, your grinder holders you make? He said, yeah. I said, I need them for my buffer.
So you like a bigger throat?
I need a bigger throat. And he's like, okay,
no problem.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I think I can do that. I was like, just take the last bend. I was like, that to the bottom of the the dip. I was like, that needs to be longer. And before he even sends anything back, I sent him like 3 pictures of all the measurements for like the biggest buff I have. I was like, here's what I need. And he's like, was just about to ask you for those measurements. And so I sent them to him. Ding. And the next day, I get this picture.
Well, I'll be damned.
Done already.
Thanks.
The next day he made it.
So how many of those did you buy?
I haven't ordered them yet, but I'm going to order. I'm going to probably order 4 to start, 6. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Mm-hmm.
He's about to do a custom project for me, but I can't tell you what that is because.
But here's the cool thing:
secret for the buggy.
This dude's a machine. Like this dude's a fab shop that builds all these parts. But yet you hit him up and you're like, I need this custom thing like that you don't make. And he's like, all right, what do you want?
Yep.
I'm like, I'm not anybody special.
Oh, no, like, that's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not anybody special. I just asked this guy if he'd build me some of these like things, and I sent him back. So after he sends me this picture that looks like their standard one, but a little bit longer.
Yep.
I said, yeah, you missed the mark there in the middle where there's a big old blank spot for an ORA. He's like, yeah, after I bent the first one, I thought the same.
Prototype doesn't need to be, perfect.
He's like, I don't think it'd be too hard to fix that. I was like, yeah, it needs a big old ORA right there in the middle.
We need to have him on here so we can
I feel like we do.
make his head bigger.
Oh, that'd be all right. I don't even know how big this guy is. I know he spends a lot of money on marketing.
Oh, I know.
God. Does he know? Hold on.
Did you just
switching tangents?
Sign things?
We just got a video. What is this? You and I both just got a message from Christina. Do you see it?
I don't think my race lines have shipped. That's all I got to say about that. Is it? Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's definitely not my tracking info for my race lines.
What is this?
Oh. I've seen this.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
They're...
Oh. Hold on. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm not gonna play that whole thing on here because it's
plinking it with some
They're
ARs.
plinking it with some ARs and playing the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris sent us that. And by the way,
America.
I don't know if I'll leave that in there.
Why not?
Should I leave it in there?
It's America.
It's America.
It's one of our sponsors.
America.
Celebrating
Fuck yeah.
America.
America Day. If you guys haven't noticed, we're recording this on 4th of July.
I'm going to... So I'm drinking coffee.
That's why I'm drinking my commie coffee.
It's all right. It's coffee. Everybody else is like hating on Jeremy's like, oh my God, you got a Starbucks strawberry refresher. And I'm like, yeah, bro, them are fucking tasty. I usually make my wife order them for me because I don't want to go to Starbucks because I start yelling at people in the drive-thru to get the fuck out of the way.
Oh, man.
But
I'm trying to get to my coffee. I went to order yours this morning and I was like, I need a white Java, no. Mojito, no. I need a white mocha.
Yep.
Venti white mocha something. And she's like, oh, venti white mocha triple. I'm like, sure.
Give me one of those
with
please.
a shot of espresso.
Yep.
And like, she's like laughing about it. Then I'm like trying to order my thing that I kind of know what I'm ordering. I'm like, and I need a iced Java. She's like, iced Java chip. I was like,
yeah.
Have you noticed that I haven't had my coffee yet?
Yep.
She was laughing.
The best drive-through, which see, the worst problem with me is I don't remember this shit. So like my wife will be like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
and I'll turn to go order it. I'm like, no, what the hell did you just say to me? Like,
you just said it, but I can't repeat it.
You yell through me to the speaker when she says, "What do you need?"
Mm-hmm. And if it's right on the screen, we'll go with it.
You need to go through Starbucks with Shane.
Oh no!
Oh yes,
that sounds terrible.
Legendary
moments. Does he just like rattle it off,
dude? So he's all. I don't know what you want to call this. I don't know if you want to call it frugal. I don't want to know if you call it like being a cheap fuck. I don't know. Like I don't know what level of like. Is it frugal? Is it being a cheap ass?
Does he like order?
Are you a fucking sorcerer? I don't like. I don't know what to call this.
Listening
because it's all on what you think.
I'm gonna change that phrase. We're listening.
We are listening.
Yeah. So me and all the audience.
He goes through, like, we sit in the parking lot, and this has happened more than once. We sit in the parking lot looking up this drink on the internet. And I don't know where like fucking Starbucks, like fuckstarbucks.com or whatever the site is. But he finds this like, I don't know what the fuck you even call it because I don't remember. I couldn't remember venti white chocolate mocha for the longest time. And that's pretty basic.
Yeah.
But like whatever drink he orders, it is like, so see your tag that has like single and like anything special you get, it like puts it on there.
The tag goes from top to bottom of the cup.
His tag was like the whole fucking length of the cup. And he orders, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, half of this, without this, with light ice, with all this crazy, like you have to order it in a specific exact way. And I'm sitting there, and because he's yelling it through the vehicle to the speaker, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, there is no fucking way that this lady has got enough buttons on the register to push type whatever the fuck you're saying to her right now.
Does his order end with left, right, A, B, up, down, start?
Damn near if it should. But I'm like, there's no way she has a fucking clue. Like, I'm used to like, I'll get a McDouble and a large fry. Did you say a McChicken and a small fry? And you're like, fucking seriously? And this, like, this lady is no fucking way. So like half the screen is full of this one drink. And the fucked up thing is this drink's like $2. And it comes out like a 5-gallon bucket with like extra shots of this crap and what. And I'm like, how in the fuck? And it's all in the how you order this stuff.
What?
Mind blowing. I'll have to.
It's like a super couponer.
Yes, but I don't. Again, is it being frugal? Is
I
it
don't
being
know.
a cheap ass? Are you a sorcerer of ordering a Starbucks because this $35 drink is now $2.15 kind of thing? Like
It's like a bulk order price. Like
it's
you
being,
order.
yeah, you're being a cheap fuck, but at the same time, you're getting like $35 in coffee
I don't
for
understand.
$2.
Most of it's not coffee. I don't know.
Dude,
It's
there's
water.
all kinds of shit up in there, and
Huh.
it blows my mind.
We
And then
need
he's
to-
like, "Here,
we
try
need a
this."
video of this.
I'm like, "Oh, it's great."
I wonder if we can get Shane to get us a video.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I'll
Oh,
work on it.
Okay.
I'll send him a text.
I'm like, I need a video of you ordering whatever the fuck that is from Starbucks.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
awesome.
we'll post it on the page.
Because I was like, dude, what the fuck? Your order just took up half the screen at
Is
Starbucks.
he not on the Trail Riders page?
I don't know if he's on Facebook.
Oh, really? Not on face pages anymore?
I think he's on the Instas.
Yeah, that doesn't do us any good.
Nope.
There are no pages on the Instas.
I'll get it and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's my Starbucks, I guess, rant. I don't know.
Do we have any kind of order today?
Yeah. I've got
Yeah, we can
clearly
order.
I've got things.
Are
All
we
right.
in the main topic yet?
Let me run down what I've got because it'll take 12 seconds.
All right.
What's new? Buggy progress. Wiring. I've started wiring.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
damn.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
I'm going to do some Raptor later today, though.
Are you?
I'm going to touch up not really touch up. I got to spray the floor, touch up a couple spots on the dash that I ground off to weld some stuff on, do the hood, and then I can full on commence wiring.
Nice.
Drive shafts.
Yes, sir.
I will very quickly explain the drive shaft scenario.
Okay.
This is going to be a benefit to those who have listened to the show in the past
Mm-hmm.
because I did talk about where they came from.
Yeah.
I will not name where they were going to come from
Yes.
this episode. So it's one of those like,
If you know, you know.
if you know, you know, if you
Mhm.
want to go back and find what I'm not even saying which episode they were talked about in,
But there was drive shaft.
but there
talk.
was the name.
It was so
of where this
complimentary
come from.
too,
It was. And it started out well.
and it did not finish well.
12 weeks
Okay.
from the time I paid for these.
Paid.
Paid in full. Like $1,500 paid. Nothing. So we had a nice little phone conversation on 11 weeks that said, hey, when are these getting done? Because I'm getting pretty close to needing them. Hence why I ordered them 11 weeks ago to give you plenty of time to get them done.
One would think.
So I got they'll be done by the end of the week. Okay. Done and shipped by the end of the week, or just done and then shipped next week? Nope. Done and shipped end of the week.
All right.
Have a tracking number to you when they ship. Okay. Week comes and goes.
Yep.
Call them back on Monday. Play phone tag because that's a thing. I get some comments that I didn't agree with from a business perspective. Things that I wouldn't say to one of my customers if I owned a business,
Right.
In relation to me calling. That turned into what was done last week is not done, and what wasn't done last week is done, if that makes sense. Because the week before it was half of it was done. We're waiting on one half, and the other half's done. And now this week it's opposite. And you're like, wait a second, I thought this was backwards last week. Well, and then, got the down a person last week. And I said, man, I get that if it was a week ago that I ordered these, or 2 weeks ago, it's 12 weeks. And, well, can I ship them faster to you? And I said, yeah, it's fine.
Yesterday.
But my problem is they were supposed to ship last week. Now you're going to ship them this week, but quicker. So if you shipped them today, awesome.
Yeah.
But
if they're not done,
are you going to ship them today? Like you said, you were going to ship them last week and you didn't. You either said you were going to ship them the other day. You didn't. How many more times am I going to sit here and wait another week for you to ship them, finger quotes? So I was like, at this point, and it was fucked up because I literally had a conversation with a couple coworkers before I made this phone call. And I was like, I'm to the point where I'm not even mad at this point. Yeah. I'm past that. I'm to the point where I'm just done.
Just done.
I just want to call you up and say, clearly they're not done. I would like a refund for waiting 12 weeks and I'll just go somewhere else. Like, I don't even want to yell. I don't want to argue. I just want you to say, I apologize. Yep. Here you go. That's it. Like, I'm not even mad about it. Shit happens, whatever. I won't be coming back, but whatever.
Right.
I had no desire to speak about it or talk about it. Nothing.
Understandable.
Instead,
like an ex-girlfriend, you're just done with it.
You're just over it.
Yep.
I just want to move on. Instead, I get well, what if I ship them faster? And I said, the problem is not the shipping, it's the when you actually ship them.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was, well, this, that, and the other, this, that, and excuse. And you're like, dude, it's at what point as a customer am I just supposed to be done?
Yeah.
Because 12 weeks, that's pretty.
That's good lead time.
Pretty done. So finally, I was like, I don't want to be an asshole and stick you with whatever's already done because I don't honestly know if anything was done or maybe it was. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to stick somebody with something that's done and then just say, fuck you, I want a refund.
Right.
That's where the conversation got shady. Without going into detail, I will not be calling them if my fucking house was on fire kind of a thing. Yeah.
So who's the new company that we're getting drive-ins from?
So then I ended up not even getting my refund in the correct procedure, but that was a little backdoor with the credit card company. Yeah, I got the money from a credit card company.
Oh, you just called them and said, hey, look.
Well, again, your hand gets forced in a certain way, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yep. Like, you got to do what you got to do.
New company.
That sucks.
Busted Knuckle. Jake Berkey. Hi, buddy.
He's going to build your stuff?
Yep.
Okay. That'll work.
You want to know what's fucked up? The mid shafts. So I'm doing it in 2 steps.
He's kind of the right guy to have. I mean, he's going to know more about what you need.
You would think that this company would have also known, but I mean, Jake Berkey is also pretty well like, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Uh-huh.
From the vibes I get, and things that I've done, and I've talked to him on this podcast and a couple times for tech, and
and they build buggies, so
dude cares, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't even talk to him. I talked to Trey over there at BK Offroad, and I'm doing it in 2 steps. I'm going to do the mid shafts with the carrier bearings. Get those in because I know where those need to go. Get those in and then mount them and then measure from that to the axle to get a more accurate measurement of the drive shaft length.
Yeah.
So I said, dude, the only thing that worries me on this is turnaround time because now I'm
getting close.
3 or 4 weeks from needing to be done. He said, yep, no problem. My mid shafts, this was Wednesday. My mid shafts with carrier bearings
are here,
have already shipped.
Okay. They'll be here Monday.
Presumably.
Probably.
They shipped Friday.
Really? They shipped on the holiday?
Thursday. Sorry.
On Thursday.
I'm totally fucked up with taking the day off.
So they'll be here Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah.
So
it went 12 weeks to 2 days.
Huh. Wow.
Now, granted, they only did half of the work so
But
far, but still we're starting off pretty well.
We're getting there. If the other half takes 6 weeks, we're in good shape.
No. So then I was like, dude, then I'm worried that like these shafts, I'm going to, it's going to be a week or 2 and then I'm going to be cutting it close by the time I get them and then put them in. He said, nope, you get me the measurements and I'll have them done the same day.
Wow.
Doesn't cost me $1 more.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, and that's just how it works sometimes.
Yep.
I get it as a business, a small business owner. There are projects that people drop off to me and they're like, no hurry. And I'm like, all right.
And that's exactly where I started that. I said, dude, I don't need these yesterday.
Yeah.
But I hate being that guy where I go, hey, I don't need these right away. I have the money. I'm ordering them. I need them in a month or 2. No problem.
Yeah. And then a month or 2 goes by and you're like,
bro, like what the fuck?
It's been over the 2 month that I said I needed them in, like the end of that. Yeah. There's a few things like people drop off. Like, that's my spare set. Like my buddy John dropped off a set of wheels to me. He's like, this is my spare set. And I'm like, all right. And it took me forever to get them done.
Yeah.
Like literally forever because I just put them in the garage. I'm like, okay, I'll just get to them when I can.
What did you say? Did he call you out and be like, yo, where's my shit?
He asked me a couple times like, hey, you work on my wheels? I'm like, no, not yet. He's like, all right, no big deal. I'm not in a hurry. He's like, I'm just curious, because I'd be polishing something or whatever.
What finally prompted you to do them?
I wanted to get them done for him.
Okay.
And he asked, he's like, hey, when you get an opportunity, he's like, want to get them done? I'm like, yeah. I was like, the reason I haven't done them, there's 2 reasons I hadn't done his wheels. And that is because they're a set of PYOs.
And they suck.
No, it's not even that they suck, but I wanted to do his to such a high level, like the highest level.
All the time.
So, yeah, all the time. And like, So normally on a set of PYOs, I just sand the face or strip the face, polish it out.
Mhm.
His stripped the face 3 times to get all the clear coat off, so I would have to do very minimal sanding
Yeah.
because I didn't want to take down the hard edges on the edges of the PYO, like the circles, like the
Yep.
holes. And so I did all the stripping instead of sanding it. And then I went in and sanded inside each hole to get all those and polished.
I remember seeing pictures of these,
And
and they
then
were ridiculous.
He wanted the insides polished too, so I flipped them around, sanded those, and polished those to a mirror. So
Mm.
they're polished inside and out,
Epic.
end to end.
Yep.
Like, they're gorgeous. But the biggest thing for me was like, and I did a set before I did his, and he's like, "Oh man, those look great." I'm like, "No, yours are gonna look better."
You don't even
I was like, because I'm taking yours to the like top,
know the
and that was just it. Like, I just wanted them to be perfect because he takes really good care of his truck, and he just wanted to look good. Like, I don't want the holes rounded off anything like that, So anyway, that's what just one of those deals. Like, he's like, I'm not in a hurry for him, and you know what I did after 2 years to the day of him dropping them off. Literally, like I said, this is his second set. He's like, when you get done, they're going in the attic.
Yep.
He's like, I'm not using them. He's like, so I'm just dropping them off. There's a spare set. And after 2 years, I showed up and he's like, "Cool, man, what do I owe you?" I was like, "Nothing."
Yep.
Like, I've had your wheels for 2 years.
And here's
like,
the thing: like, if that was me, I would have paid you because
He
I'm
did.
like, I'm done.
He ended up,
But like,
he's like, "Oh, I owe you something." I'm like, "You don't owe me anything."
yeah, you don't owe me shit.
I was like, "You can pay me if you want." I was like, "But you don't owe me anything." And he
Yep.
did. He ended up giving me like, I don't know, whatever it was. It was most of what we had
Yeah.
agreed on to begin with.
And but see, the thing is, you as the business owner said, "Yeah, my bad."
Oh yeah, right.
Like-
and like, it's not like I like avoided him.
And it's not,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
you didn't dodge him.
Mm-mm.
The best thing I can say with that is you didn't make it his fault.
No.
That was my biggest issue.
Oh, it was your fault.
It was
that you
my
sent
fault
him
for
all of the
calling.
money
Yep.
and
Now I'm going 12 weeks later going, where's my product?
Mhm.
Now it's my problem.
It's
And I'm
it's your
like,
fault.
Why
yeah.
do I feel bad about this? Like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't feel bad that you have, finger quotes, something machine for
happened-
this.
What happened to the guy that answered the phone while he was getting pizza? Like,
Bro,
you know what I mean? Where'd that guy go?
like, I'm not
Maybe-
here to bash anybody because
Yeah.
he made a
still,
hell of
yeah.
a name for him in the industry. But
Yeah.
like, I went from that level of service to like, I spent more money because I have a $600 carrier bearing setup from
Mhm.
Wide Open Design. And I was like, yep, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll take this back out and you send me your shit and I'll pay for it and
Right.
have a nice day.
because he made it sound like that's what was the best way to go.
And it is. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
after doing a little bit more research and stuff, I don't disagree with that. But it's
Right.
like,
Mm-hmm.
you may make a badass product, but I
Right.
sure the fuck didn't get it in 12 weeks. So
Don't know if you did or not.
yeah. So I was just,
That
like I said,
sucked.
it was
Yeah.
just like an ex-girlfriend. You nailed that. I was like, I was just done.
Mhm.
So I think I'm going to come out with a better product just because I think,
You're gonna have it.
Jake's, well, yes, I think Jake's carrier bearing is probably top cock on the market.
Yeah, is it?
It's
I don't
a
know.
dual high speed sealed bearing
Mhm.
billet with a poly bushing mount.
Wow.
So it's not going to solidly flex and mount. It's going to have a little bit of, I don't want to say movement, but it's going to be floating on the poly bushings just
Right.
enough to kind of take the little bit of that load off those carrier bearings, which makes them last even longer.
Yeah.
So, and he runs that shit on 1,500
Buggies.
horsepower buggies.
Yeah,
so
that are turning 80, 90 mile an hour.
overkill for me. Yes.
Yes, but that's fine.
Hey,
That's
we're
not a
gonna
problem.
Build
Like,
it once and build
You
it
don't
twice.
know when
Done.
you're gonna decide to put 1,000 horse motor in it. It'll support it.
Yep.
So
Shelby, shut up. He keeps tagging me every once in a while on Thompson. I think it's
Like, I don't know
Thompson
what-
Performance.
I don't know what this is about, but okay.
And I'm like, go away. Go the fuck away.
It's funny.
Yeah, no. It's
How fast were those guys running when they come back down the hill there at the off-road race?
Mhm.
They go up the hill and they come back down and they turn that corner and they just stand on it. Down to the
so
next one. How fast do you think they were going?
I don't know because it
Moving.
looked, I mean, you like, to me, I'm like, fucking A.
Yeah.
Like, but I listened to a podcast episode. It was the Racing on the Rocks with
Mhm.
Jake Berkey actually yesterday.
Uh-huh.
It's an old episode, but he was talking about shock tuning. Like
Uh-huh.
he was talking in words that I didn't know were fucking English, shock
Right.
tuning. And he was like, we don't do high speed stuff in rock bouncers. He said, it may look like,
They're
or
fast.
he said,
Yeah.
it may look like they're fast. It may feel like you're going 100 miles an hour. You're probably doing like 30, maybe 40 miles an hour.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, And so that's funny that you bring that up because I would say they're doing like
60?
holy shit, that's insane. And,
I was like,
then he's
yeah.
like, yeah, we usually do like 30 or 40 up these hills. And I'm
Like
like,
up the hills, but I
yeah.
mean, but this is on
I-
outlaw. I'm talking like when they
that
turn
little short where they come
that
across.
short
I don't
run
know.
across there, like they stand in it, and you're talking 800 horse.
No,
rigs wide
Gold
open.
Rush is 1400.
I know, it's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking on the low end, the slower one.
The fucked up thing was
1400 horsepower, and you're running how many? What is that? 300 yards there?
I was a long, yeah,
It's a good stretch.
yeah.
like that's a you
Uh-huh.
get some run time.
That's-
Like
I would like
watching
to
them
know.
shoot across. I'm like, that's moving.
Maybe somebody else that was there would
Shelby,
have a better
get a speed
gauge of
gun.
that. Yeah,
Get somebody down there. Get another person to volunteer to hold a speed gun at the other end. I want to see how fast they're going.
I would be interested to know. Somebody probably has
Does
more
know.
intelligence than me would be able to say, yeah, we're
Or
doing about
following-
X amount of
yeah,
speed.
following the circuit. You know, they know. Like, oh yeah, they're doing about this fast.
Somebody will know.
But I was just curious. Like I was watching the videos. Like, wow. I mean, they're scooting.
It's impressive. Like
Yeah.
there's a couple times you're
It's
like,
cool.
I probably shouldn't be standing here
Yeah.
because if this motherfucking thing breaks, I'm gonna fucking die. But God, what a cool way to go! You know? Oh, I just got fucking taken out by Tim Cameron.
Ah, damn it! I
God.
doubt it's gonna be Tim
I'd
Cameron that
fucking
breaks.
float up through the fucking clouds with a smile, man. I'm taken out by a legend. All I can say
Great.
is it's faster than you'd think, but it's impressive. So there's the drive shafts. That's all I've got.
Okay.
I got a lot of little shit done. A lot of painstakingly annoying little things done.
I didn't do a thing.
It's-
Killed a couple of wasps.
I got a when will the buggy run is my last call thing.
Ooh,
It's gonna be pretty soon. I don't want to put a date on it, but it might be in
getting
about
there.
a week or so.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
Motor noises for next week's podcast.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe.
We'll see how the next couple because I got Monday off. I took Monday off work,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see how it goes.
I've got to figure out how. I've got to figure out how I'm going to. What am I thinking here?
Nope.
I've got to figure out how I'm going to weld a bracket to the cross member to build my 3-link off of. So I have to figure that out.
We use a welder.
Well, yeah, but the cross member's under there. Like, do I pull the cross member out? Because that requires taking all the frame braces off.
Can you get to it to weld it under there?
Yes, sort of.
You can. You
Sorta.
just it's not going to be fun.
It's not gonna be fun.
Got it.
And I gotta figure out how I'm gonna I don't have a welder at the house.
Are you
so-
motivated AF to like do things on the Jeep now after wheeling the donut?
I mean, yeah.
You're on. I want to
I
upgrade
need-
the donut mode.
No, I
yes,
know.
you. Yes, you are. You look. I can see it in your eye. You got like tons floating around.
The
in there.
donut scares me because I'm like all of these breakable items up front. It does
That's why you
good.
just cut it all out and go fucking Dana
If
80s.
I was gonna do it, I don't know that I could like that big. So
you know,
we
there's
wheeled-
like 4 people just
we
listening to
wheeled with
this.
a
We're
guy.
like, fuck yeah.
we wheeled with a guy this weekend named
Uh-huh.
Chris. Apparently, he's been around for a while, but he's got a crew cab S10, black, and it's on a cabin chassis dually 14 bolt, so the narrow one,
Okay.
and then it's on a Wagoneer Dana 44 up front, but it has Chevy outers that are 8 lug. So like it's 8 lug all the way around, but when you look at it, it looks like a micro version of my crew cab.
Huh.
Is what it looks like because it's on 35.
This does not at all sound familiar to me.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like I should know this guy's
I got
shit.
videos of it. I think
Huh.
I'll show you some pictures and videos here in a minute. But his name's Chris anyway. But he's from like Washington area.
Oh, okay.
I think not Washington, Jacksonville, Springfield, Jacksonville.
Okay.
And he came over and wheeled with us, and I'm like, this thing's awesome. The coolest part about it is it's on PYOs. Yeah. So he's
not
like
the wheel I would have probably chose
no
for that.
stance.
Yeah.
Like it literally is on 35s on quote unquote like 3/4 ton axles.
Yeah, 3/4 tons.
Yeah. And the tire sticks out the side maybe 2 inches.
So it probably looks legit.
Oh, it looks so legit.
Huh.
It's so dope. I'm like, man, and you're on 35s, like, what are you gonna break? He did break. He either broke a lockout or a stub shaft.
Mm.
But I'm assuming it's a lockout because he had just like generic like OE lockouts on it.
God, lockouts just suck.
Yeah. I told him I was like, you should get some Yukon lockouts. But running the set of 35-inch MTRs, just super clean, super
Probably
slick.
wheeled like a champ.
He cut the
though.
wheel wells. He cut the wheel wells in that the body line,
Mhm.
like the dented body line on those. He cut the wheel wells there, so like it's just like this nice. It looks
It
so
looks clean.
Oh god,
Doesn't look. Yeah, it doesn't
Like
look
it-
hacked as
yeah.
fuck.
And I was like, so how long have you had this? He's like, oh, let's see. I've had the truck for 10 years, and I built it. I did the swap about 6 years ago. I was like, seriously? It's on
Jesus.
leaf springs. It's on a set of Wagoneer leaf springs.
I've gone through about 12 rigs in that time.
Yeah.
And not one of them wheeled.
He's got Wagoneer leaf springs up front and I think like stock leaf springs out back or whatever.
Nice.
Dude, it's so rad. But anyway, if I was gonna do the KJ, I would do something like that where it's still narrow. And
yeah, it doesn't lose its like
it's
drivability
still, right?
essentially.
Yeah. But the problem is that to get any more clearance in the back, you either need to lift it or you need to cut the ever loving piss out of it.
Well, it sounds like my kind of time. I mean, I'll cut the ever loving shit out of your vehicle.
When something breaks, I will. It does need lower control arm bushings in the rear.
Good
like
time to solid axle swap.
Like when you stand in it hard and let off, you can feel the back end like wiggle pretty aggressively.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, that's not good. But are we doing a last call today?
Nope.
Okay, so no like beer last call. We had our coffee.
Yeah. Starbucks, get you some.
Yeah. And so we'll just do complete off-road.
This whole episode is brought to you by Complete Off-Road.
This Starbucks is brought to you by.
So it's funny because we talked about my cooler on the podcast episode, and then Chris is like, did you get your cooler? And I'm like, did you not listen to, I think you were like, did you not listen? Like, we talked about this for like 45 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, clearly, we haven't had internet or something at the shop, wasn't it? That he didn't have internet. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
No, because I did a live video that night.
With the cooler?
Like a day beforehand on Sunday. Yeah.
I do remember this.
I did a live video and I got out and you guys were talking about the cooler and I went up there and did it.
Damn it, Chris.
That's what I said. I was like, what are you doing with your life?
I appreciate the kind words. And I'm like, all I did was rattle off a credit card number and say, I want cooler. And you like did everything else. Like you damn near could have like installing it was less work than all of that.
Then you would have had to have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all I did was like, I need cooler.
Yeah.
Credit card number. Put on, like it wasn't rocket
it just
science.
Showed up at your door.
Yeah.
Like, yep.
And I'd have no concerns that it's the right one and all that. And that's the best part about that. Like you can't buy customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can price shop this cooler.
Clearly, you can't buy customer service.
Fact.
No matter how many $1,500 you spend.
I have been on a rant this last 2 weeks. I'm like, I can't even fucking hemorrhage money at this fucking thing to solve my problems right now. Because with that whole thing, I was in the fuck it, let's spend all the bucks.
Yeah.
And look at what it got me. I'm like, I can't even hemorrhage money to fix my problem. Usually you take $100 bill and like slap it on something and like problem solved.
Yep.
The big problems, couple $100 bills,
Call it a day.
But like, I can't even throw my fucking savings account at this thing and make it fixed.
Yep.
Just don't get it.
I don't know. It just happens sometimes, I guess. I just want to know what they were doing that was like so much more.
Honestly, I think it got forgot about.
Yeah.
And it got
time again.
And then I gave him a week. And if it was me, I would have just knocked that shit out and said, here's your tracking number, go the fuck away.
Put it on the front, yeah.
Yep.
But I don't know. Something there.
It is what it is, and we're moved on.
Like one of those situations where you call me up like, all right, I'm going to do to you what my wife does to me.
Yep.
Put this in your calendar.
Yeah. That is a factual
Monday morning, this is what you're going to do.
All right.
But you shouldn't have to babysit somebody that you already like spent money
that much money on.
Just saying.
We're going to wrap this because I got to go get my hair cut.
Oh.
Yeah, we totally planned this.
Yeah, upset they're going to be.
What do you do? I'll have some good progress for him next week.
Hopefully.
You want my exciting news?
Yes.
I saved it to the end because it's not really that far into it.
Okay.
You're sitting down?
Yeah, I'm sitting.
Are you sure you can handle this?
Hold on. Let me
put your strap in over there. You got a seatbelt on that son of a bitch?
I don't know.
You should lock the recline so you can't roll over.
No.
You can roll over.
I have my Hans
your tether,
headset.
your
tether.
headset tether.
Okay.
Total Off-Road Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Is the newest partner with. I feel like this is a dick move because, like, I feel like you should have been involved in this, but it happened very fast, and I just made it happen. Total Off-Road Podcast. How do I want to say this?
I don't know. Partnered with whom?
Total Off-Road Podcast is now the official podcast of Outlaw Off-Road Racing Series.
Nice.
Outlaw Off-Road Racing Series is now the newest partner with Total Off-Road Podcast.
That's
Stay
awesome.
tuned for details.
Dude, things are happening.
Partnerships are happening.
Does partnership mean that they're going to fund the new series?
I can't tell that on the live air, but I can tell you
There's been
as
talks.
soon as we hit the button, and you'll be even more excited.
There's been talks.
So yeah,
So there you go.
thank you, Shelby.
If you guys
Thank you,
like
Kevin.
if you guys like bouncer stuff, like my co-host here, it seems as though maybe we have some exciting things that are going to happen here soon.
You're gonna want to be involved, and I promise you that.
I am.
Well, everybody.
They are.
Yeah.
The listeners.
August 8th, Hooter Holler.
Hooter
Offer
Holler.
still stands. I will send you awesome things if you get a selfie with Shelby. He did put stipulations on the selfie.
Really?
Yes.
Can't have his face in it.
No, not during the race.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be like before or after or during their like lunch intermissions
Mhm.
because he's like, oh no, actually I work at these things. And like to give him credit, he legitimately does. He's not like one of those people that like stands in the corner and
Jake-
like, I work all the time. No,
Yeah.
he like legitimately is working. And
Jake
the last
paid him
thing you
$200.
need is one of our dumb fucking
Right.
like peoples or me going,
I
I
need
need
a
a
picture.
picture so I can get some free stuff. Like, yeah.
It's like it's some free stuff.
You can like Shelby's punching you in the face, like selfie. That would be.
I'll send you a shirt.
I don't even want to. No, I'll send you so much more than a shirt if you get. And I'm not talking like, ooh, he poked me. I'm
No,
talking like full on like,
straight, like
cold cocks your ass.
Yeah, and you got it in a selfie.
And you got a selfie if you go with like taking this punch to the
like
eye.
the like this the thing where the fist is hitting the yeah. All right, we need to wrap this up so you can get a haircut.
So that's all I got.
Okay.
New news. Crawler off road, 10%, top 10.
Top 10 complete off road, 5%, top 5 discount code. Check us out on YouTube, Total Off Road Podcast. You can find us on Facebook at our Total Off Road Podcast page. You can also join the Trail Riders group on Facebook. Just look up Total Off Road Podcast Trail Riders, and that'll come up. Check us out on Instagram, total_offroad_podcast. My personal page on Instagram is low_KEE_XJ. You can see my 95XJ and the donut there. You can check out Ian.
The dog nut.
The dog nut. And you can check out Ian's personal page where you can find his dime piece buggy at offroad_Ian. We were going to read some reviews, but we are short on time because Ian doesn't know how to keep a schedule.
I have a schedule.
Okay.
I just didn't plan it well.
You didn't.
It's a piss poor planned schedule, but it's still a schedule.
Thanks for sticking around, guys.
It's on my notes to write down.
And we'll catch you on the trail.